Alright, and we are starting because today apparently will be somewhat in several parts schedule wise, so it's the special, but indeed we do start now with the old games. And this is actually the very first game we streamed before we had webcam and before had really introduced this to any for outright. Did play this game for two like technical tests that alright it works and you can do it like this, and those aren't recorded anywhere. The first stream proper where we played Medieval Lords Warrior Kings of Europe was recorded, but the other ones, like the two test ones, were never recorded. So this is actually the very first game we streamed. We did two test streams with this and then one with the Medieval Lords, but none of the test streams are recorded, and actually the one with the Medieval Lords, the game even crashed to DOS, so it was like, as then just typed in the chat, do not think we are playing any more of this tonight. But yes, there are special, as advertised in the title, there are special footballs, so if you redeem the corresponding item, you get to see them. They are actually quite uncommon by now, that style, so well worth a look. But yes, let's once again greetings to both of you and thank you for joining, and it is the first part of 200 followers special. We will have later tonight then more games, but now we are doing the two retro games, Raptor Call of the Shadows and Dark Sun Shadowed Lands, which is kind of like action slash RPG as far as kind of early 90s design goes. And actually have checked that both of them work, which especially with some seems to be the case, that they actually start and then observe that the game doesn't work. So in this case we have even gone as far as to check that the game works. So let's move to the game. We started a new game in Raptor, so it should be quite clear, like the early levels we actually get through, because the game, as usual for games this old, gets progressively very difficult. So let's get started here, and once again thank you for joining for the first part of the special. There we are, and then let's start with the game proper. Alright, that didn't take long. We didn't get to start the game, so let's do exactly that, because these are actually quite uncommon now, because the maker hasn't been very reliable at making anything like for a long while, so actually happened to have the possibility to take the effort to dig these out at all. So let's see about that. In a moment. So of course thank you for the redeem, as would say. They are actually very much worth of it. And let's also show the other one, bit more side profile. And as said, these are actually very uncommon now. You used to get those from one US maker back in the day. Ah, hello there. Yeah, they are very detailed. And actually nowadays very uncommon because the maker has been kind of like, would think, semi-retired for a long while, so they are really nice comparatively. And as said, kind of unusual now, so especially advertised special footballs, and they indeed are. Thank you for the redeem, and let's actually now start the game. Ah, yeah, Bergen, and also thank you for joining. This game, most probably many do remember, this was actually the first game we ever streamed longer ago, so yep, thank you, Raven. As said, they are quite special because they are so uncommon by now. So, and they are very nice indeed. So, especially advertised those. Let's move back to the game and let's see how often that is redeemed. Of course, advertised it especially because it is well worth a look. There we go. So, here we are, and again ready more or less. So, not very, remember faintly that was not terribly good in this game, but that wouldn't be very unusual. Yeah, it was like, to think that it was most useful to first buy like yeah, it's kind of like the question is whether to get full shields or get the display for the boss energy, because like the first boss is not that hard, so it's more useful to actually have full energy, which is kind of like, yeah, your fancy fighter comes with like only half energy, or like 3/4, so yeah, kind of like not totally fair scenario, but probably the best starting buy in that respect. So then we would like to, of course, fly mission. And then it's pretty much just basic machine gun. Of course, missiles would be nice, but do you think you can get them during the first mission? Because there was the do faintly remember that there was the kind of like semi-cheat that you would sell them again and again. The bridge exploding most probably kind of gave someone a bad day, would imagine. Yeah, that would be, yes, the missiles, which immediately helps a lot because they do much more damage. It's quite hard to defeat, especially some of the enemies with just the basic machine gun. like the bunker there either. At least we will have a bit more funds after the mission, even if we haven't destroyed quite everything. Alright, gradually looking like, yeah, that would be the boss on this level, which isn't like terribly hard, because the main issue with it is the missiles. Alright, and that would be like the first mission. So in this game you can save all the time. It's not like what would be termed a roguelike in that sense nowadays, that you Alright, and let's buy like sufficient amount of, probably 93 is enough. Then we can buy like mostly useful, like when we consider prices of everything else, it's quite like let's buy the scanner, and then it's kind of questionable whether it's useful to buy like more energy modules. When you have 93, you would be paying 10,000 for not very much energy. That's not probably the most efficient thing ever. So let's go with those and see about the next mission in the Bravo sector. Where do you think the autopilot would also take us? Kind of unsure what these do. Like, do you get some kind of secret mode? Faintly remember there was something weird with these. If you did these, it gave some kind of special mode. Alright, that gives out a lot of ammunition to ship. And whatever happened and why we were taking so much damage, kind of confused. That was interesting. Like, take a lot of damage suddenly. may have to redo this if we get 2 damage, but of course this fortunately this level also gives more funds, so mostly do we survive the boss. Alright, that would be two things like secret documents or something that gave only cash. Alright, let's call those quite interesting, like that didn't go very well. May have stood like on top of one of those things that keep shooting or something else weird, because stealth. I don't remember there would have been those stealth things, but it's quite a while, so very possible. Let's see, can we get rid of the... Alright. I do think it also some ground tiles require like bombs or something, so... Alright, this boss isn't like the biggest thing ever. Alright, we actually didn't have much energy left, but also finished, so should be sufficiently manageable, like, because we can't yet buy any of the like really fancy things, so should be all right in that respect. So let's then see about that. And buy more, like at least shields for sure, and maybe also something else. Like have 8, so, and even 63,000, so I'm sure if kind of like usefulness of these, maybe for boss fights, but otherwise, and we are somewhat surprised we no longer have air missiles, so let's buy one set of those. Very interesting. And let's also preferably save here, and then does autopilot take us to third wave? Yes, so let's see if we can. Yeah, quite difficult actually with those immediately. Alright, now we do think that do have both types of missiles, so maybe that helps with ground targets. Let's play this at least for an hour and then see, because this is kind of not the most kind of like varying game. It's all the time like shoot, so let's play this at least for an hour and then probably move to the RPG, which is somewhat more nuanced. A lot of these mine things. Let's see if we can at least get rid of some of them. it also is that there's starting to be much more stuff in the air in general. Yeah, that's nice. Those are really fast, so it's one of the issues that should really look closely at the shadows to see when those are coming. Alright. This boss has quite predictable tactics, so it's mostly about alright, and destroyed one ground target while leaving the screen. Nice. Alright, and let's see about what we can at least funds wise. That mission wasn't very mentionable. Like let's buy shields, and this time we at least have the missiles. We also do think that yes, do have the air ground missile, which is selectable. And how does one select weapons? Actually need to quickly check that from like some manual for the thing. One would hope. Like, let's see. Alright, so it's Alt. Yeah. So ground missiles are selectable. Alright, there's like a separate weapon properties guide version 1.0. Yes. That's clearly a lot. There's the air missile, yes. Then there's the plasma cannon, which is described as an extremely weak and pathetic weapon. Yeah, that sounds fair. Then there are also the bombs, which it says the bomb totally sucks. The air ground missile is better. Yeah. So let's use the air ground missile. At least not worth it buying bombs then. That is kind of like clearly also the guide is from the era when the game was popular because it's written in such a spicy manner. I have to say, like really. Sure. So let's continue then. We have air ground missile and we now even know how to select weapons. So let's save game here and autopilot, and unsurprisingly, yeah, that's how you change the weapons. So let's see if we encounter any ground targets to switch quickly to the probably mainly the pillboxes or such, like the emplacements are useful because usually the normal gun can do a lot already, so it's not like for that would imagine the missiles would be useful, yes, like destroy the pillbox or such which is shooting at you, because that's of course not nice. There we go. That actually tried to maneuver. Interesting. Let's see if the missiles do they do not do too much either. It's like that you would have to shoot the mine with some other weapon, or it's like that you just can't destroy the mine, which wouldn't either be too surprising. Those are kind of like you have to predict them to be able to safely destroy them, because it does massive damage if you one of those. Alright, then we do have alright the smart bomb, which isn't very useful, but alright energy, which is a lot of gun emplacements. Alright. It of course helps to destroy them. Alright, and boss time. There we go. Didn't quite succeed destroying like the 3 antennas. Maybe if would have used the air-to-ground missiles at times, might have been able to accomplish also that. So let's see what we have. Alright, quite a bit better fun situation also. Alright, let's immediately save game here and then prepare to thank you for your redeem, and of course we are happy to do so. So let's do that. Thank you for your redeem. There's also one new redeem actually. If the regulars haven't noticed, there's actually a fun redeem that has puppet comment on the game /game situation, so that's also worth a try at some point. That's all new. So thank you for the redeem, and let's perform. There we are, and so and of course also the other side. And there we are. Hopefully you liked that also. There we are. Thank you. So let's then move back towards the game here and continue. Thank you for the redeem once again, and we have about half an hour or so let's play more. And we just saved, so it would be time to then continue as far as it goes with the mission and or shopping, of course, as we now have actual money. There we go. Now we have the face shield is kind of useful, like extra shields. The plasma cannon is kind of it's always on, so it does add a bit of firepower. Air ground missile we already have. And then we do have like the later ones, but we are not yet interested in these because we can't afford any of these. Like, probably most useful at this point is to add the plasma cannon because it's always on. So let's save there and then take next mission. So alright, that's quite special, like comes with alright. And alright, indeed getting a bit harder, but at least alright, that's not good. Like, how about really many mines? Alright, this is actually ground based. Yep, that went really well. Do you think that that actually requires using the air to ground missile? So let's see about, like, we do have that and we do have, that's kind of hard. Have to make sure to not take much damage before we reach the boss, because it shoots a lot. So let's try to make sure we have at least some shields, because this level has no extra energy along the way, so that was kind of a surprise being ground based, so most probably should use the ground missile. Alright, that's kind of should switch to the, but there's so much stuff in the air that it will be a bit hard. Alright. Alright, and accidentally fly into the missile, so yeah. This level is first one that would qualify as quite difficult in the overall sense, because there's so much stuff in the air at times that, and then that's not like shields or any good stuff, it's like the secret documents or something like that. Yes, that's really useful. This time we at least know to switch to the ground. Yeah. How about collecting so many mines that explode immediately? This level is first one that is like properly hard, so let's see about like trying to be more successful. It would be nice. Alright, but there's a spot where that would be more safe, but it's also quite hard to be in the right spot. alright, that was a bit better maneuver again, switching the missiles, but it's like this level simply tends to wear the energy down a lot, so the extra shield might be more useful. At least more maneuvering with the... Let's see what that thing has. Alright, the smart bomb, the usability of which kind of uncertain. Alright, that was the right way to go about the boss. Keep the air to ground missiles enabled, and then you practically just like shoot through it. So now it's first of all more energy please, and that's pretty much it. So save here, and do we actually still have the plasma cannon, because please think about one of those. Yes, it was the right way as said, that the boss is a surprise because you have to use the ground targeting weaponry for it. So in this case the choice was that you have to have the air to ground missiles immediately enabled. Then it takes so much damage that it gets blown out before it gets to fire off even. So, alright, we have been doing this about 50 minutes, so let's play 1 or 2 levels more and then switch games to the Dark Sun's Dark Sun's Shattered Lands, yes, which is older, like AD&D game with Dark Sun's setting. So, and to think that, let's see that, yeah, we actually do have the plasma cannon, and we do even have the mega bomb now, which is kind of unsure how useful, but let's save and then autopilot. So wave 6, let's see how difficult this is. Yep, and that was not the right button, and accidentally apparently used the mega bomb. So if we do not do too well, let's load game and try again. Like, that was kind of annoying accident, like accidentally shoot. Ah yeah, mines. Let's see what this gives you. More missiles. Yep, because you can only equip 1 pair, so that's like item you sell. Alright, that did a lot of damage. Wow. Whatever happened, like huge amount of damage again at once. Alright, and of course it's a bomb, it's not energy. Oh well. Let's see about like how this level continues, please, so we know nothing else. These look quite fancy buildings, so probably also great expense. Alright, and if this be the final boss, it's kind of simplistic. Nope, as suspected that it's not the final boss, because it's like the boss of the first level, so... Alright, didn't switch weapons, no wonder it took forever. And again it's a bomb, really. first level with the mini boss also. Alright. Ouch! That was a lot of damage, like really. So have to immediately move the other way preferably, and of course could use the kind of like, oh, thank you for the bits. Of course we properly thank for those. So let's soon switch to the main screen here. So let's thank you properly for the beats. Very thankful for the cheering, and we are probably going to try if we can finish that level and then change game. So let's do 1 hour of each game, and of course you always thankful for the support. And looks nice with the fox and also. There we go, and of course very thankful for your support. Oh. And of course always I really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun to put this on for you all, and of course like to do the specials also. And most probably didn't see the first game we ever did, so it's fun to do it again, though it's about as hard as it has always been. And this is the rookie mode. No, it's not. It's actually the normal. Yeah, it's rookie because training mode is the second. Training mode is the easiest one, so it's like, yes, this is the rookie mode. How about the harder ones? Really, difficulty level. Yep. So let's then play a bit more and then change over to the other games. So and we are doing indeed going to still explain as far as that we are doing in several parts as far as the special goes. So we are doing a couple of hours with the older games, and then the rest will be as more complete, like latter part after a break. So there will be a break in between, and later in the evening we are doing the rest of the games listed, and or at least most of them. I'm not quite sure if we will succeed at playing all that listed in the first place, but we are going to choose as far as they go, and let's play a bit more and then change games. So let's see how it goes. So at which point we saved. Alright, and we do have. How much did the extra shield? It would be probably best idea to actually that is like 78,000, so next time at least. Alright, no wonder. Wrong key. Much better. seems things do more damage on this level. Maybe. Or at least some of them do, because it's like... Get hit a few times. And of course these later ones contain almost no energy, so it's like... very hard if one takes almost any damage. Yeah, it's not going terribly well, so let's try one more time and then change game. This kind of, would I say, is not the most. Then there's the mini boss, which also goes. Yeah, even like get destroyed by the mini boss, so let's try again. And considering there are less meaningful ground targets, even going to go as far as like the bomb isn't very useful, because only you can actually sell the basic machine gun. That's interesting. The usefulness of the plasma cannon is very debatable, so let's sell that and buy like the extra shield, because that's much more useful, most probably in that level. Let's see how that goes, at least like alternative. Alternative solution, like let's sell that. And alright, let's try. Yeah, it's like double the energy, most probably will help. Because the plasma cannon simply wasn't doing that much. Right, that's very, very effective. Like really, what amount of damage was that? It seems some of the things have like more weapon effect or something. Alright, that was very effective shots, really. It seems some of the things do more damage further into the game. Like it's pretty much no hitting any shot, because we tried to get hit less and it more of was like, yeah. And had like theoretically double the energy and about as low, so it was kind of not the luckiest goal. There we go, also the mini boss went down. Also do think the explanation with the kind of less than reliable missile performance is that the ones you get on that level are actually the dumbfire ones, so those were not very nice overall, like they go everywhere. Alright, let's change game and play the other like game we intended to do. So there we go, and let's should be quite easy to change games over. There we go, and it even has advertisement about other games that Apoge made back in the day. So let's then move to the RPG. So and the thing even started, which is nice. Let's see if we can get video out of it. At least we seem to get audio out of it. Alright, that is amusing, especially because I tested this. So it's like, no, it doesn't agree to provide video despite Alright, let's see what happens this time. Alright, let's see if at least we have window now again. Worked when tested, so it's always fun. That's very interesting. So let's then try a bit differently at least. Alright, let's see. We even shortly had video, which then agreed to not appear. Alright, let's try again. Now do think that we might actually finally capture it. A little bit of technical problems. There we are. As said, this was tested. Yes, let's switch to the game proper, and there we go. Finally, that took only a few minutes to actually fight through. So as said, this was actually tested, and now we get an image. So let's start. We are not going to create custom characters because that would take quite a while. So let's start game directly. Alright, and it seems that situation is not totally favorable for our brave adventurers, considering that we have been just condemned to fight to death in the arena. But good. And the arena is of course fancy with sliding doors even so. Convincing enough. Alright, and a mage will fight first. Fearsome Rampager. Watch and enjoy, do not worry. Your turn will come soon. Alright, let's see how this goes. Alright, there's... Alright, at least he does some fireballs. And... that didn't go very well. Alright, that didn't go very well for them. The wizard kind of didn't succeed. Alright, handful of gladiators, what, like only one, or hopefully the citizens will be amused. Gift of battle and death, that's very... Release your horde, alright. And looks like some have not done so well in the arena. What kind of... like... how can we actually find out the abilities? So... clearly, this would be yes. Alright, considering that would be then. Flesh curse, cure light wounds, cause light wounds, entangle, magical stone, protection from evil, remove fear, cause fear, and whatever chill life would be. The kind of two things that reading the manual here might give extra hints on those. Alright, 4 damage from magic missile. This guy at least has like 54 hit points, so he most probably should beat at things. Yep. What a pathetic creature, its trainer would fight better. Yep, might agree. Alright, let's then again do something useful. Do we have any other levels? Nope, it would be useful to have. So, magic missile looks impressive. Let's do 3. And what does this actually do well? Then what? Cleric spells only level 1. Cause fear. Not a surprise the monsters died. It had been sick anyway. It could barely stand, it was so weak. Do you think the announcer is kind of slightly biased? Go back to pens to heal your wounds. The citizens of Dry grow impatient with the delays. The crowd throws money down at you. Alright. Alright, real warriors will be fighting later today. Yell something to the announcer. Of course. What do you say? You're the best announcer I've seen. That sounds like best comment because he's slightly biased. Well, thanks. Can we then pick up the money? Alright. Can we also like loot the corpse? Yes. So let's put that in our own inventory. And let's also check the other corpses. Some footwear and we can't apparently inspect them. Let's see if we move. Tied up prisoner. Should I untie you? Yes. Alright, then they fell over. Really. Where can I get water? It's not very useful. Let's see, like even if the crowd is impatient with the delays, let's see if they do something. Alright, they have a club. They didn't have water. Let's see if they grow too impatient to keep watching this one dawdle around here and release the other guy. Alright, is there anything else? Like more? This do think we already looted. There's another prisoner here and they even have a vulture waiting. Nice. There apparently isn't much water available. You must fight. What if we try to leave now? Most probably. Now we can't leave, so we fight. Cause light wounds. That hits very many times. Poor quality creatures. They at least hit really many times, like about 10 million. 10 million times. Alright, let's see, like... Cause fear, whatever that thing is. Quite a few things. Maybe it would have been useful to go inside. Let's see. Whatever that does. Uncertain what that was supposed to do. Traditional magic missile. 3 damage really. Let's heal the other guy, like cure light wounds. Can we cure the out cold? I'm sure. Paralyzed. That wasn't very helpful. Now they have like some HP, but they are paralyzed. So yeah. No, can't really use anything, so return to game and let's move to, let's check that, like is there anything loot? Yes. Alright, and then we get more money. And then the announcer again tells about real warriors, really. This time we are going to yell back like... Yeah, the best announcer I've ever seen. Alright, now the gate closed, so most probably let's just go back inside. Let's see what happens next. Does our one character still remain paralyzed? Tell me about your job. Guard work is pretty routine. I take him to the arena. Sometimes I bring him back to the bench. He's working on the pyramid. Ah, well, guard, these are the X. Working on the pyramid. Yes, that's where most of the people are working. So is the pyramid being built? I'm kind of surprised that he actually agrees to speak at all with like the gladiators. Apparently he assumes that they will anyway get gotten rid of, so he's not apparently too concerned about fraternizing with them. The pyramid is being built for the Sorcerer King. Everything's been slowed down since his disappearance, but that's all you're entitled to know. If you get me some water, yeah, we have the guy there who was kind of wanting some. I'm not your water boy, however, I could sell you empty flask if you got 40 ceramic pieces. Do we have? Do not even know. Let's try to haggle. I see you don't want the flask badly enough. You must not get paid well. I'm compensated by my love of my work. He looks like he might be kind of angry. You love your work. I enjoy seeing you fight in the arena. It's not the worst life. Now get moving. If we just don't move. Leg crusher. Let's talk to them also. It's Kurtsak you want to talk to. I'm just a monster trainer. What am I fighting next? I don't know. It's too early to tell. Alright. How can I get out of here? I don't know. He's not the most talkative guy. Right, not much to find here. No path from here, unsurprisingly, because the door's closed. Alright, go through the door. There's a place to rest down the east hall. I'll come to get you when it's time for your next fight. If you want to fight before that, knock on the door. How much we actually do have in terms of like ceramic pieces or whatever. Alright, they did get healed but didn't get their like new inventory. Do you think that would be the money? So we actually have only the like 20, so clearly we need more. Alright, and actually that would be an insect. Interesting. They also have like a special weapon. Here we do have the quarterstaff, and then we do have the bone longsword with the longsword actually. Cannot use this item, maybe this guy can. Do they already have one? Bone longsword, so we have extra one. Wooden club. The longsword has 5x1d6 plus 12. That's pretty high modifier for like what it is. Leather boots. Alright. Bone kitka, which probably is some kind of spare. It's double-ended even. Apparently they can't use it though, or is that the case? Need 2 free hands. No wonder, because they have a wooden club on the other hand. Can we have like 2 swords? Yes, we can have 2 long swords. Let's see if 2 long swords are 5x1d8 plus 11 each hand, which is already like a lot. You have to indeed have a muscle to swing 2 long swords. Yep. So let's then see about like we can use, how much does this do? 5x2d4 plus 11, so it's like 1d8 or 2d4. Do think that as we can double wield, actually 2 swords is the best choice, because the sword is better than the club, so You actually using 2 swords is probably the best idea, and we do even have nice boots. And we have these. This is more like magic user do think, because they do have pretty high also. And I think this is also like more of a fighter, because here we do have the proper do think wizard, so let's keep this equipment for now. What would that be? Trusty. So you're the new gladiators, pretty scrawny. You should be thankful you're here and not in the villages. Did I ever tell you about my life before the slave pens? No. When I was younger, I was a man of the wilderness. I knew every rock between here and the ringing mountains, and it was well known too. I guided everyone everywhere. Guide extraordinary, you might say. Alright, he clearly has very modest view of himself. Quite extraordinary, really. What village? Did I mention the villages? There are groups of free peoples who have banded together over the years. The city hates them cause they work harder than city folk and won't buckle the tech to titlay. Yeah? Who else is in the slave pens? Chilal is the woman who sits by herself. Scar and his gang are in the cell in the southwest. Merzel and his gangs inhabit the northeast. Dinos has a special cell in the southwest. Miriam the little weasel is in the room to the west. That's kind of like, yes, let's tell a lot of facts at once. Extraordinary cook, unsure how useful that information is. Alright, so his special, his bizarre case, she was in here for a week fighting in arena contests. She disappeared for about a week and hasn't been the same since. She just sits there not talking to anyone. Alright. Tough warrior but not too bright. His gang is loyal, composed of some of the best gladiators in the arena. He would be king of the pens, but Scar's gang is more disciplined and works as a team. Alright. Miriam's ambitious, but he's a little fungus. Acts all sweet and friendly till he can make some money off you. He'd sell his brother for 5 ceramics. That sounds like good business. When you consider the flask costs 40. Yep. What can you tell about Scar? Scar's the toughest gladiator around and the crowd's favorite in the arena. He rules the inner slave pens. How can I get to Dinos? I have a key, go south. I'll be there in a second. Would you like to meet Dinos? Yes. So let's go south then. Okay, it's open. Don't tell anyone I did this for you. I'm going to get back to work. 200 XP, alright, and this looks much nicer. No wonder, because Mr. Chef probably lives here. Yep. Why are you here? Why is your cell so nice? Have you fought in the arena? Who else is in here? Alright. Why are you in here? I was a chef at the Red Bloom Inn in Dry. A High Templar asked for the best meal in the house, which was Haviland. The Templar was allergic to Haviland. That sounds nice, and assumed that I was trying to cause him an undue illness. I was immediately arrested. By the way, I'm Dinos, you must be new here. How could you tell? Let's just say you look a little wet behind the ears, not that I'm anyone to talk. Why is your cell so nice? I cook for the head Templar, so he makes sure that I'm not killed by the others. It may be a nice room, but I'm locked in here. Yeah, that doesn't make it quite as nice. How long have you been here? I've been here for about a year, and let me tell you, the food is great. Yeah, if you cook it, mister. Have you fought in the arena? Heavens no, I haven't fought in the arena. I'm not a gladiator. They would be wasting my talents if I were put into the arena. I'm too good a chef, and they know that. Who else is in here? If you ever have any questions about anyone in here, I should be the first person you ask. I know everything about everyone. The guy who walks around the shelf is a trustee. There are two gangs, yes, we know. Myrtles and Scars. There are also Miriam and Chilal who keep themselves. And let's see whether he has different information. Yeah, she disappeared and... Yeah, something clearly happened to them. Alright, so Miriam we do not know much about. Scar and his gang are the wrongest fighting gladiators and slave pens. They were ordained kings of the pens 8 months ago when they defeated a dozen mountain stalkers, something no other fighting group had done. What do you know about the Trusty? Trusty is an old ex-gladiator. A mountain stalker attacked him and the head trainer. Trusty slew the beast, saying the head trainer's slave, but was severely crippled. The trainer allowed the Trusty to stay on in the pens as a handyman. Alright, and that was everything he had to tell. Alright, we could check out his wardrobe, but that might not be the smartest idea ever. Can we check out his bathtub? No. Alright, most probably stealing from him at this point wouldn't be the smartest idea. Let's see how does saving in this game works, because it might be useful to consider saving. Also, game menu. What preferences? Alright, we can set the audio level maybe a bit lower. I've noticed it's quite loud. Game difficulty is balanced, animations on off about. Let's see what about says. Shuttle lands 1993 SSI. Alright, then we have the address, and we most probably the hint line is no longer functional if we call the hint line like, yeah, I would like to know more. Game menu, save. Alright. Let's save here, as we have clearly at least gotten a bit further in the game and are not in major trouble. We could of course rest, so let's see about that. And we like sleep on the hay. Apparently not. You inventory, you spell psionic. Alright, that guy doesn't at least have anything. Alright. A haystack. Alright, we can use the haystack. Search through the haystack, sure. At least we took damage. That was very successful. We don't find anything of interest, at least no damage this time. Right, would she be Tila? Let's try to talk to them. Hello, who are you and what do you want? Why are you in here? I stole a loaf of bread to feed my family. That's kind of minimal. They were starving, I had no other choice. A neighbor turned me in for the reward money. His family was starving too. Alright, that's quite tough choice. How long have you been in here? I've been here for a couple of months. What's all this straw for? Is what we sleep on, of course. Dry gladiators may be respected, but we still sleep on the cold ground. Have you fought in the arena? After I was arrested, I was immediately thrown in the arena with 5 other gladiators to fight a pack of screamer beetles. I was the only survivor. Luckily, I haven't fought since. What creatures do gladiators fight? Initially, all you fight are screamer beetles and slicks. Later, they throw some wild mouse and renegade halflings at you. Once you get really good, they start putting you in with things like mountain stalkers. I'm glad I never got that far. I wouldn't have survived it. We of course had various things already because we didn't bother to leave, so we had 2 fights instead of 1. Yeah, of course we are not going out if the announcer tells us to. Who else is in the slave pens? The only other person I've talked to is Trustee. Who are you? I'm Gerakis. I'm Tilal, yes, introduced. Are there many cars in here? I was brought here by Fursuit and I saw a few cars in the car station to the north. Other than them, I'm not sure. Has anyone escaped from here? Alright, clearly not able to tell that currently. What happened? Are you alright? Clearly, she can't tell about the escapees. Every time I think my headache gets worse, I'll talk to you when I feel better, alright, so clearly not the best question. That haystack we kind of searched. There's even a candle here. Alright, now the bed has been made. Alright. Unsure, like you can make and unmake the bed, but let's unmake the bed. Apparently we can't even then use it, like, sure. Unsure what function that is. Can we do something useful with the candle? No. Yeah, we can turn the candle off. Let's turn the candle off. Quiet, someone's outside the door. Succeeded missing. It's time to break out yet. Alright, clearly they do have an escape plan. Empty water pot. Get. Alright. Didn't have to pay the card because they had just left the water pot lying around. Merzel, let's talk to them. Go talk to Scar and his men. Maybe they could use some raw recruits. Ha! Alright. What did you stash in the haystack? Of course we can ask, though they might not be. Don't bother trying till you've fought at least once more in the arena. You don't have any idea what you're doing yet. Very fair guys, like really. Let's talk to Trusty again. He told yes. Well, it's true, every word of it. What village is? But we haven't met until today. No, well, I am Trusty and that is what you may call me, for I haven't any other name now. No other name, alright. I have to get back to work anyway, alright, and where can we actually rest? Because we found the bed that we can make and unmake. These, alright, this haystack we can actually check. Old soiled loincloth, alright. Handful of ceramic coins. Clearly a rich haystack. Don't find anything of interest. That haystack isn't searchable. That haystack apparently isn't either searchable unless it's dependent on the position. Nope. We can search the haystacks very prominently, but how do we sleep like to regain piece of a pot? Sure. Crudely made bone needle. Alright. Small bug. Nothing of interest, that isn't searchable. Right, there's the small bug and apparently there's also the piece of pot. So let's get that. The small bug answer if has any function. Can we examine it? Yes, but it requires pixel perfect positioning bug. And it doesn't do anything, so oh well. Alright, and who would this be? Right, we need line of sight, so let's move. Alright, this is Miriam, so let's talk to them. Alright, so let's see about what does he have to say. Hello there, it's good to see you. Please forgive my appearance. I've been in here for a while. Let's just introduce ourselves. It's a pleasure, Gerardis. Can you help me? I doubt it. I'm not much for concocting ideas. Let's talk escape. That's quite direct, but let's try. Escape. I've considered it, but I don't have much chance of succeeding by myself. Together we could do it. I'm sick of this place. However, first we will need money. How could I find money? Well, I happen to know the location of a very valuable gem. If you find it and bring it to me, I will be able to apply the proper bribes to effect an escape. There's the gem. It was owned by a slave named Semyon. He's chained up in the arena. It's probably still on his body. Still, I'll be back soon, yeah? So we need to get to the arena. And let's talk also. Scar's henchman would imagine talk to the boss. He's around the hall. He wasn't indeed very interesting. This would then probably be Scar. Yes, level 7. He has much higher level. I don't know you, you must be new gladiators. I'm Scar and I run these pens. Don't cross me and there won't be any trouble, understand? Maybe after a couple more visits to the arena we'll talk. He wasn't very interested. And are these also his henchmen? Yeah, let's talk. Scar's the man you want to talk to, he's the boss. What about the other guy? Scar's the man you want to talk to, he's the boss. Yeah, that wasn't very. And here we would have the still wondering where we can sleep, as one of the issues is that we do not have full health, so how do we rest explicitly, because there's the place where we can make and unmake a bed. Does he have anything new to say? Did you hear someone screaming? Tilal was screaming. She's fine, she's in severe pain. The kind of severe pain is partially more true. Now we have to remember where Tilal would be, but let's try to. Yes, here. All right. All right, and we leveled up from that, so that was clearly successful in that respect. Learn armor, learn burning hands, learn charm and chill touch, color spray, enlarge, gaze reflection, shield, shocking grasp, wall of fog. Somehow shield sounds quite useful. Alright, and now apparently can we then talk with her again. Thank you for your help, it was uncommonly kind of you. How are you feeling? Feel great, the best I've felt in a long time. Thanks to dinos, my head is perfectly clear. What's the wilderness like? Well, I didn't get too far, but I've heard that villages where escaped slaves live. Yes, that we have heard also before. How big are the villages? Well, it depends, most are pretty small, they barely scratch out a living. There's not enough water out there to let a lot of people live in one place for long, but I've heard one to the north where a man dug a well that's lasted years. I think his name was Dominic, but it's probably not true, no one could do that, alright. Where are these villages? I don't really know, I grew up in the city and the people there just don't care about anything outside. They try to ignore the wilderness, especially after rumors started of Tektuktiklei getting together an army to squash the villages. What rumors are these? That's all I really know. If it's true, it's too bad. These villages can't stand alone against an army the size Tektuktiklei can get together. Why don't they fight him together? What are you talking about? I suppose, but there's really nowhere for them to go. They can ally and fight together. How could they trust each other? If someone could do that, it would be a great feat worthy of telling for generations. No one has ever allied whole villages together. That sounds like... What about escaping? In the northernmost monster pen there is a secret passage which leads to the sewer entrance. It's a big hole to the northwest corner of the pens, to the west of the kitchen. You just have to push the button in the corner of the pen and it'll open. Be careful of the card posted there. I had to break something to distract him, but you can probably just kill him. Alright, northernmost monster pen, secret passage. How far did you get? Alright. So now we know something more. Still would like to rest, and the game isn't really making it clear because there's a chamber with the bed we can make and unmake and the candle, but how does one sleep here? Really? There's like the guard station. Now we have 35 coins. Overhead map, center on leader, save game, view inventory, current spell effects, view character. Most probably useful to save the game at this point, but like very confused about where and how does one rest, because we can make and unmake the bed. Yes, would like to rest to regain HP really. Let's check, like, because it's not exactly evident, so let's check. Let's check like online as to think that it's something that simply have not understood. Find the slave pen with the rest area, campfire icon. The door will be closed, but will open when you look at it. Rest by looking at the campfire. Yeah, that is kind of good to know, because the game doesn't really make it very evident. It just said like there's a room where you can rest. So let's see if we can succeed at resting. Yeah, there's the room with the campfire, so alright, that wasn't made very evident. And even more haystacks. That haystack is searchable. Alright, that haystack is not searchable. Let's look at the campfire. Party rests. Alright. Did we actually get healed? Let's put the campfire out and yeah, we have full everything, so would be good point to save over the previous game where we hadn't found out how to rest. Let's go and fight in the arena then. Yes, we are going to the arena. I'm glad you listened to Leg Crusher. I hate it when we lose gladiators that way. The crowd is waiting, get moving. This guy is really nice. Give us a good show, draw the battle out enough to make it interesting. Alright. Enter the arena. Yes. Apparently the arena is separate binary or for some other reason requires additional steps to boot. Alright, and we of course thank the king for his protection. Very well. Malignant glory, that's interesting way to speak, certainly. Let's see this fight out and then finish for... Alright, and finish for a break and then continue the next. Cast spell. Fall of fog, shield. Magic missile, alright. Let's... The magic missile kind of does quite little damage, really, and everyone of course. Alright, now we get to strike back a bit. Which trainer would fight better? Considering the trainer guy is the half-orc, would have to agree. Alright, the announcer is at least a bit more into us also. Alright, and then we again, let's do shield. Alright, it's always on yourself. Right, and even more, really. More of the insectoids that attack several times, that's not good. Let's attack like insectoid versus insectoid. At least they, alright, at least they do not take that much damage, and then we apparently run out of like some good stuff for spell effects. Apparently we could even get rid of the shield, so you need to rest. That's not much as far as they do also have a long sword, so maybe they can strike with that, because clearly it's not like fighting would be their forte. Yeah, let's rather check out the corpses. Even more swords, it's not like we would be running out of swords. Club, 2 clubs, alright. Leather armor. Let's go and beat at the big things. That wasn't my wrong guy, alright. At least they did quite little damage. And then they can't cast spells still, so it's kind of like... not very useful. Let's try to beat the buck. Poor quality creatures, yeah, that's kind of like one measure of it, like the creatures are poor quality. Still unsure, like can he cast some useful cleric spells or something? Actually even magic missiles. Oh yeah, there's the other. That will be a problem. Alright, we need to get rid of those. So. Forgot about the insectoid, and that does a lot of damage, so... let's attack the other insectoid. There we go. We are not even going to bother to yell anything back. Of course, let's pick up the money. And let's return, because we really need to rest. Otherwise that went well, but the insectoid did a lot of damage because it attacks about 10 million times. There we are. Alright, one out of 54, so we clearly need to rest, but let's save game here and then continue the next time. We didn't yet find the gem because I wasn't really quite sure which body to look for it, so we should at some point try that again, but going to finish here for now, have a break and then do next one in about maybe 2 hours, so around 8 and then onwards, at least 1 to 2 hours break we'll see. So going to see who we'll leave you with for now, and then we will start again, going to have a proper break with food and everything to maintain the shooter well. So let's thank you for now and see who we'll leave you with, and we'll then have food and everything and continue a bit later. So there we are, and thank you all for joining this far. It was really nice with even a bit of cheering, and we did show things off a bit, and let's see who will leave you with for now, who's doing forward. Alright, let's go for Angelo because he's playing some other Monster Hunter game currently. Yeah, they have been playing about as long as we have, so let's leave you with them for now, especially as they do not have very many viewers. So let's go for him. So Kelo should be doing some more Monster Hunter to believe. We'll see you later with more games, having a break for now. So thank you a lot for joining the special, and we had very old games indeed, like did rather like the Dark Suns. Have played it only a bit very long ago, so that's interesting. Raptor is kind of repetitive, but it's a good game in the genre. So thank you all. See you a bit later and be well. Thank you for joining this far.